I don't know about you, but it seems like summer just started. But already in a blink of an eye, I'm seeing a bunch of photos from my friends' kids going back to school, which in real estate basically means the summer housing market is over and we're transitioning into the fall housing market. So what does that mean if you're thinking of buying or selling a home in Yorba Linda? That's what we're going to talk about on today's episode. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I really do appreciate it. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Josh Alexander, your local Yorba Linda real estate agent, as well as host of Discover Yorba Linda, your one-stop shop for all things Yorba Linda. So if you're thinking of moving to the city or you already live here and just want to learn more about it, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I release new episodes every single week having to do with everything that goes on within Yorba Linda. So in today's episode, I'm going to be doing my monthly breakdown of what to expect in the August housing market in Yorba Linda and the 5 things that you need to know about if you're thinking of buying or selling a home. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so real quick before we go over the 5 things you need to know about the Yorba Linda housing market, if you've watched these monthly updates before, I tend to drag them out 20 minutes, 25 minutes, because I go over a lot of data and facts before giving my summary and conclusion. However, based on your feedback, I'm going to try to start shortening these episodes just to give you the summary, and I want to see if you like that or not. So if you like this new shorter format, please comment below, let me know if you like it, and vice versa. If you'd rather me go into more details and you want all that analytics as well, let me know as well, because I like to craft these episodes to be as useful as possible to you, the audience. So again, I really appreciate any feedback you can give me in the comment sections on what you like and don't like, so I can continue evolving these episodes to meet your needs. So let's go ahead and talk about the 5 things that you need to know about the Yorba Linda housing market. So the first thing you need to know about the Yorba Linda housing market is we are still in a hot seller's market, and we've been that way since February. So since February, home prices have been going up. We're seeing multiple offers on a lot of homes, especially under the $2 million price point, driving prices up. And buyers right now that are trying to purchase in Yorba Linda are really struggling to get into a home when most homes have 2, 3, 4, 5 offers on them. In fact, 67% of all homes sold in the month of July were sold at or above asking price. Now, that is slightly less than we saw in June, which was 70%. However, it's still a very hot seller's market in Yorba Linda, and anybody trying to buy a home right now will be able to verify that. The second thing you need to know about the Yorba Linda housing market is that typically in Yorba Linda, it's taking less than 2 weeks to sell a home right now. So again, 67% of all homes that sold in July sold in less than 2 weeks. So they hit the market and were in escrow in less than 2 weeks, which is extremely fast, and again is contributing to that appreciation happening. And it is because we have so many buyers still looking to purchase in Yorba Linda and the inventory is just so low. So why is it lower? One of the biggest reasons is that a large majority of Californians right now, about 87% as of the last stat I looked at, have interest rates 5% or below. So when people are locked into these low interest rates, they don't want to move unless they absolutely have to. So homeowners are basically stuck in their house right now. They don't want to sell because they know if they move to a home, even if it's the same priced home as they currently have right now, their mortgage payments are going to go up significantly. So they're renovating, they're staying in place, and they just don't want to sell their home right now unless they have to because of some major life event where they're moving for a job, families expanding, something like that. Now the third thing you need to know is the hottest section of the Yorba Linda housing market right now is the price points between 1.2 and 1.5 million. In fact, all but one of those homes that sold in July sold for at or above asking price. So there is a lot of competition in that price segment right now. The fourth thing you need to know about is interest rates. Over the last couple weeks, we've seen interest rates start to creep back up again, where 7% is starting to be more of the average versus a couple months ago when we were looking at 6.75. Now, these are not huge differences, so overall, the fluctuation in interest rates has really come down to about 6.75 to 7.2, and we've been hovering in that range over the last couple weeks, so they are still relatively stable. However, they are still very high compared to what a lot of people are used to. And again, like I said before, with the supply side of things, unless we see interest rates start coming down, you're just not going to see supply hit the market. Now, when will interest rates come down? It's extremely hard to predict right now. When inflation goes down, interest rates tend to follow. However, inflation has been going down and interest rates are just kind of stuck at the level they are right now. However, it's important to know that over the next 12 months, almost all of the major institutions are predicting that mortgage rates will start to go down. And there's a good chunk of experts predicting that as we head into 2024 and go through the year, that we should start seeing interest rates hopefully back in the 5 handles again instead of the 7 and 6s. So interest rates over the long term look like they are going to continue going down. However, over the next couple months, I don't really expect them to go much lower than maybe 6.5% because there's just too much uncertainty in the market still, even with inflation falling, because job creation is still happening, unemployment is still low, and the feds are just not convinced that the inflationary period is over, so they're still trying to do everything they can to contain inflation, and this is having a lagging effect on interest rates, making them stay high for a longer period of time. So as always, if you're thinking about buying a home, it's less about the interest rates and more about the monthly payment. So make sure you're doing those calculations. If the monthly payment makes sense and it can get you into the home that you want in the neighborhood you want, then it's a good time to start looking for a home. Don't worry about trying to time the market on what interest rates are doing, because if they go down, you can always refinance later. However, if they go up, then if you purchase a home right now, then you're just going to be happy that you got a rate that's lower than what it might be in a few months from now. So base those decisions on your monthly payment, not what you think interest rates might be doing over the next couple months. So the fifth and final thing is, what is my recommendation for both buyers and sellers? Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the buying side first. So buyers, if you're thinking of purchasing a home, like I said before, inventory is about to peak, which means right now you have the most amount of homes to choose from, and over the next couple months, those choices are going to start going down. So if you're thinking about getting into the market and you want to have a lot of options, now is a good time to start looking before people pull their homes off the market as more and more kids head back to school. The only way that's going to change significantly is if interest rates dropped by 1% or more, and then you'll start to see more and more homeowners put their house on the market, even in an off season, because they've just been waiting for rates to drop, so that way they can sell their home, move into a new home, and the payments aren't going to be as significantly different. But I don't see that happening this year, so most likely what you're going to see is inventory peaking in the next couple weeks and going down from here. So get that pre-approval, get out in the marketplace, start looking for homes. If you can't find something you like, you're going to need to be patient. It could take you a month, 2 months, 3 months for that perfect home to pop up, but when it does, you need to be pre-approved and ready to go, because it's still competitive out there, and if you're just waiting for it to pop up before you go through all the other processes to get your ducks lined up, then when that home pops up, by the time you get the pre-approval, by the time you contact an agent, that home is most likely going to be in escrow and you're going to miss out on it. So if you're thinking of buying a home in the next couple of months, start that process now, even if you can't find something you like, so you are ready to go and you can take advantage if that perfect home does pop up. So on the selling side of things, sellers, the best time to sell your home is traditionally always going to be spring, followed by summer, followed by fall. And like I said, right now we are in the middle of that transition between the summer and fall market. Kids are going back to school already. However, not all of them have gone back to school. So you really have about a 2 or 3 week window where those buyers that are looking to move into a home before school starts are still actively looking for homes. Once the end of this month hits, all of those families are going to be stuck and staying put and not looking for homes until next year most likely. So if you're thinking of selling your home, get your house on the market as soon as you can to take advantage of those additional buyers. Now, like I also said, the seller's market is not going away anytime soon. So even if you can't get your house on the market right now, as long as you get your house on the market in the next couple months, you price it correctly, it's updated, it's move-in ready, in a good neighborhood, you're going to have a lot of traffic and you're going to be able to sell your home for a great price. However, it's going to be harder and harder and take longer and longer to sell your house as we head through the fall market. So again, still, the sooner you can get it on the market, the more chance of success you're going to have as we head through the rest of the year. If you're finding this information useful and you have some additional questions about the housing market, I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. Depending on where you're watching this, look in the notes below, look in the link in my bio, and there's a link you could click in there to schedule a 30-minute call for a time that's convenient for you, and we can go over any questions that you might have about buying or selling a home. And if you have any family or friends that also can find this useful, please consider sharing it as well. I would really appreciate it. And again, if you have a second to let me know in the comments if you like this quicker format or if you'd prefer I get more detailed into the numbers with you, please leave that comment below. Until next week, stay healthy, stay happy, and I'll see you on the next show. Bye, everybody.